I'm so excited. Today on the menu is Anzac biscuits. It's one of my all-time favorites and everybody loves them. So many of my friends request that I make them. And so hopefully they will love this video. Here's what you'll need. You're going to need 1 1/4 cups of flour, plain flour, 1 1/4 cups of rolled oats, 1 cup of firmly packed brown sugar, light brown sugar. Now I don't have light brown sugar, so I'm going to make my own. I'm going to use 1 cup of white sugar and 1 tablespoon of molasses to make my brown sugar. You also need 150 grams of unsalted butter, 2 tablespoons of golden syrup, half a teaspoon of bicarb soda, 2 tablespoons of boiling water, and 1 cup of shredded coconut. I'm going to start with the 1 1/4 cups of flour. Okay, next I will do the rolled oats. So again, 1 1/4 cups. Now I'll do 1 cup of coconut. And my sugar. Now with the sugar, I'm going to put that in here with the dry ingredients, but I'll be adding the molasses to the wet ingredients because I'm feeling a bit lazy and I don't want to mix this in with this sugar. But it's basically the same thing because it all ends up in the same place. Okay, so I'll just give these a little mix around. We'll start by putting the butter into a pot. While it's melting, I'm just going to add the golden syrup. Just give that a mix. We want to make sure that it doesn't get too hot and burn and stick to the bottom. But you can see that it's just all melting and mixing together nicely. The butter has melted nicely. Now I'm going to cheat a little bit here. I told you at the beginning that you need 2 tablespoons of boiling water. Because this is boiling, what I like to do is just add 2 tablespoons of water to this mixture. Since it's boiling, the water will also boil. So there we go. And what we're going to do is finally add the half a teaspoon of bicarb soda. And this is where the magic really begins. It's very exciting because it all fluffs up. So you've got to make sure that you keep stirring it and keep an eye on it, because if you don't, this could all froth over the top of your pot. So you can see how it's getting nice and bubbly here. Now I'm not really sure how long you're supposed to do it for, but I like to get the bubbles, so I'm going to just let it go for a little bit longer. And it smells so good. Golden syrup and butter, there's nothing better. Go. Now remember, because I didn't have brown sugar, I'm going to be adding a tablespoon of molasses to this, just to give it that deeper flavor that brown sugar would give it. So I'm going to mix that in. Just turn the heat back on quickly. Oh, now look at that. That's amazing. Let's get the tray ready. So I'm going to line this. Got some baking paper that I'll put in here. so that it's easier to get the slice out later. Okay, that's ready. And then we are going to mix this lovely bubbly liquid into our dry ingredients. So I'm just going to put a bit of a hole in the middle here to pour the liquid into. Okay. And mix that around. It's hot, so be careful. Now I have found that when I use brown sugar, the color of this mixture is a bit lighter versus when I make my own brown sugar with the molasses. But even though it's a little bit darker, the taste is the same. And I have no complaints really. So, you know, just whatever's easier for you and whatever ingredients you have available, work with those. Alright, that has been mixed up. It's a little dry and flaky, but that's normal. We're going to put that into our tray. Get that in there. And then, once again, like last time, we're just going to flatten that down. Okay, that has gone into the tray. And I'm just going to flatten it down. It appears a little bit flaky, but that's normal. It will definitely be stuck together when you're finished with this. Okay, we're going to put these in the oven, or this in the oven, since it's one giant slice. It's going to go in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. And the recipe says to put it in for 20 to 25 minutes. I like to go on the low end, the 20 minutes, because I like my Anzac biscuits a little bit chewy. But if you like them crunchy or like a jawbreaker, you can go more towards the 25-minute mark. So let's stick these in. And the most painful part of cooking, waiting. Okay, time to take these out of the oven. It smells so good. Unfortunately, I've got to wait until it cools down before I can cut it and eat it. But let's let it cool down then. Ooh, this has finally cooled down. So I'm going to pull it out. And it is time to cut. Now I thought, I've got these little shape cutters. I'm wondering if you can actually do something fun with a shape here. No, it's a bit too hard, even though it's soft. So let me just cut this. Okay, it's time for the best part again. So let's dig in and try one of these Anzac biscuits.
I'm gonna have one too.
So cooking it for 20 minutes. It's nice and soft and juicy, just the way I love them. A little bit chewy. What do you think?
It's delicious.
Try them.